Dirterotic.com.
The episode is boring as fuck. Like, nothing happens. So Hal Jordan dies at the end of the first episode. We're back in 2016 for the entirety of this episode. And Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan are doing a little training. He's going to teach him how to fly. Jon Stewart's like, we need to get on this case. There's murders, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, unclench, Junior. We're going to show you how to fly. But instead of flying, he manifests a bird. His construct is a bird, which is a living thing now. And he did it with a ring that's low on power. And it stayed alive. And this is just this magnificent thing. Another thing is Hal Jordan, being the retard that he is, he took off without his lantern and he never went back and got it. A guy who flies across fucking a galaxy can't go back to Coast City to go grab his lantern real quick and he'd be back in a flash, right? Nope. Hal Jordan hands him some plane tickets, says, go fly back and get my lantern. So he basically does that to get rid of him. So he has very little to no power left in the ring, and he's going to start doing some really stupid shit. And we'll get into that stupid shit. But here is I mean, I'm kind of thankful for this because it broke the monotony.
White men have the privilege of being eccentric. White men with money, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
So Jon Stewart said, I wouldn't have fucked you if I knew you were married. And she's all, I'm glad you didn't know. And I'm just looking at that face going, listen, for the rest of humanity with the beer goggles on, absolutely. Don't chat. Don't. Absolutely. Okay. I've been in the real world. Absolutely. So many would. Listen, I'm a happily married man, but so many would. Just stop. Don't say you wouldn't. It's okay. But this is Aaron Pierre. I mean, I'm not even sure he likes women, to be honest with you. She might not be playing for his team for all I know.
Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
But he's probably a straight dude. No, Aaron Pierre's beer goggles would be a 10. Okay. So we have to suspend our disbelief for that bullshit. But they're talking about the husband. And she's all, what do you think of a husband? He's all, I think he's weird. I think he's really weird. And she says what she just said there. That's the context leading up to the eccentric white privilege. You put that with what they said last week when Jon Stewart was on the phone with his dad, and his dad said, well, they can have temper tantrums. We can't. So when I first heard that, I thought, oh, they must be talking about superheroes. No, they were talking about white people. Now, I just want to remind you who writes this show. A couple of white dudes, a couple of elitist, progressive white dudes. So it taking place in 2016 is appropriate because it feels very 2016. I mean, it's dated. It's dated for like even now. And now we understand why Damon Lindelof hasn't been getting a shit ton of work lately because he sucks. So he did the writing for The Hunt and Mrs. Davis, a TV miniseries. So he hasn't done much, like at all, in the last 6 years. This is the first thing he's written since the smash Emmy Award winning Watchmen, and none of those Emmy Awards had anything to do with the black female lead, the temperature in America at the time, the Summer of Love, Black Lives Matter, Hollywood's reaction to it. It was all earned on merit, everybody. Okay. Oh, and somebody from Bad Reboot would capitalize on a movement and try to hitch their wagon to it to self-aggrandize and win awards. They would never do that. Ever, ever. Oh, they do that all the time. They do that all the time. Jar Jar Abrams' Bad Reboot and his disciples, Damon Lindelof, Alex Kurtzman, Lindsay Weber, J.D. Payne, Patrick McKay, have done more damage to Hollywood than 10,000 Harvey Weinsteins. They have destroyed Star Wars, Star Trek. They fucked up Westworld. They're fucking up DC right now. They fucked up Lord of the Rings. And Jar Jar almost made it into DC. He was trying to worm his way into DC. And honestly, I think James Gunn taking over, I don't know who would do a worse job, to be honest. Now that I've seen it, I would automatically say Jar Jar would do a worse job. but it's hard. It's hard to say right now. They both suck. You know what? Snyder's better than both of them. Now, that doesn't mean Snyder is great. It just means he's better than both of them. Okay, let's hear this all over again. I went on a little bit of a tangent there. Sorry.
White men have the privilege of being eccentric. White men with money, they can do whatever the fuck they want. Play cowboy, build castles.
You like that?
Yeah, I like the security. I also like that he could have brought some blonde pepper from Texas to be his arm candy, but he wanted me.
I'm sure a lot of people want you.
None. That could give me what he has.
So she just uses him for his money. Tracks. Okay, so the theory is that's the manhunter. Particularly as pointed out in his video, and I agree with his assessment, they keep on saying he. So it is 100% a woman. It just is. But they keep on saying there's one manhunter. I think the whole town is aliens or manhunters.
When I need a break, I just take one.
So you'll put up with some deeply weird white man with a savior complex just to live a life.
No, I'm with my husband because I love him. Hey, how's your white man?
But then you cheat on. Okay, so when I'm doing my watch party last night, I'm pretty talkative in the first part, and then it just gets boring. So I'm just sitting there. Well, I'm like Hassan or 99% of the streamers on Twitch and YouTube right now who just fucking sit there and watch shit and not saying anything. And then the chat starts going, wait for it. Oh, wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes. And it was that. I'm like, what the fuck? So I look in, and this is like over 2/3 of the way into the episode. I'm like, oh shit, I was waiting for something to actually happen.
He wanted me out the way, so he sent me to fetch his things.
Boy. Hey, how's your black man? How's your yellow man? And when two writers who are white men, I know, Rumble, you're not going to consider one of them white. I know, but they're white men. It's so pandering and so obvious, and they don't care about a cause. I want to bring it back to 2020 when Watchmen was written. It was very opportunistic. Hollywood is an opportunistic town. They love to talk about the causes and charities they work for and leave out the tax evasion and the fact that they're debaucherous degenerates, but how good of people they are on their fifth marriage, constantly like simply cheating on your wife is like, I mean, we've all just kind of like, is that all you did? They're the ones constantly telling us how to live. But Bad Reboot, I'll never let him forget this, was the one who said during the riots, while cities were burning, they put out a statement that's enough of this, enough of that, but they said enough white comfort. So the other part of the story is Hal Jordan goes full detective mode while Jon Stewart is off getting his lantern. He goes to the town hall meeting and is disruptive and then gets a phone call and leaves. And then he decides to go to the police station because the entire town is at the town hall and nobody's at the police station. And he pulls out a bunch of dead bodies of the victims of the shooting at the football game. We find out that it was Will Macon, the Taylor Sheridan villain. His people shot up the aliens. Didn't get arrested for some reason.
We have white privilege.
Because I guess now that we know they're aliens and they could just kill aliens and endanger people at football games and nobody get arrested, whatever. So Hal Jordan steals these bodies to take them through a metal detector at the stadium in broad daylight. And it turns out to be an alien detector. But first, I couldn't believe he was doing it. I don't know why he fucking did this. He goes in the back of the Toyota and he gets the jack. He gets the jack, which is metal. So he's probably testing to see if the metal detector is on him. All okay, that's not bad. Then he takes the grill off the Toyota. I'm like, that thing's plastic. What the fuck are you doing? It's a plastic grill. The only metal thing on it may be a screw, which might not set off a metal detector, by the way. But I'm like, why is he ripping off the grill of the car? Just take the tire iron. Exactly. And I wasn't going to go back and like, what's the point of doing that? It's plastic. I know. I sold a bunch of them. That's a good guess. Product placement for Toyota, but the emblem is not metal. So he drags the naked bodies, broad daylight, all 4 of them through, and they set off the alien detector, and then he gets pulled over with the 4 dead bodies in the car. The sheriff chews them out. She obviously knows more than he does. And everybody knows more than we do. It's mystery box bullshit. They go to the ranch. He gets fucking shot. They shoot a Green Lantern, and they're like, you're trespassing. He's standing with the fucking sheriff, okay? I am guessing no matter where the fuck you are, even in Texas, if you shoot somebody in front of a sheriff, the sheriff will at least go, hold up, wait a minute. It's like, what the fuck? So he got shot in the shoulder. No hard feelings. Now, Jon Stewart, when he went out to go get the lantern, he got abducted by a bunch of old men. It's like Timu Mike Ehrmantraut, who many are speculating are the Red Lanterns. I can hear you. I tried to bring this up last week and you're like, and as rightly so was, what? Why? So this show is filled with like, hey, this show's got fucking Sinestro and the Guardians and the Manhunters and maybe Atrocitus and Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart. Oh, they're all just a bunch of dudes and old guys in their street clothes. But that's the future of superheroes. We can make like Dallas and just say it's Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, and they all just live on a fucking mansion somewhere in their street clothes. It's Smallville. But Smallville at least tried. But you're right, it's Smallville. So even Grant Morrison was critical, and he said, listen, this is obviously budgetary. And he's right. He's right. They're not putting, but they're also trying to, this bullshit that they're trying to distance themselves from the Ryan Reynolds movie. Could you remind me, chat, you lovely chat, how long has it been since the Ryan Reynolds movie came out? Because I think the passage of time is enough distance. 15 years? I think 15 years is enough time. 15 fucking years. You're separated. You're pretty separated from it. Okay, so you want to get a younger audience, which nobody's watching, by the way. So if this audience is, 25? They were 10 when that came out. They're barely going to remember it. So that's bullshit. They just wanted to make a superhero True Detective because it was cheap, it was derivative, and they don't believe in Green Lanterns. They think it's a silly idea. The people who own Green Lanterns think Green Lanterns is silly. And if you're not going to respect it, why in the fuck should we? This is a masterpiece of storytelling. Yeah, I heard that with HBO Watchmen too. So he gets abducted by mysterious organization of superpowered beings, and then he gets a nail gun to his head that's going to show us some exposition. Now, it might be something different. It might be something different from Red Lanterns. I'm just talking about what other people are saying online. I can't even be bothered to care that much, but their planet, whatever the main guy is, he said his planet has been destroyed by Manhunters, and I want you to see. You need to see. So I'm like, okay, we're going to see some Manhunters. We're going to see what they've done to other races. So they put the little exposition gun to Jon Stewart's head, and they don't show us anything. The guy goes, you need to see. So Jon Stewart has seen, they have seen, but we haven't seen. Why haven't we seen? Budget and mystery box. They go through all that to not show us anything, but that's part of the story, man. Yeah, you know what? I don't give a fuck. So they want him to find the Manhunter, the most dangerous species on the planet in this town, and tell them, whoever this organization is, Red Lanterns, whatever the fuck they are. So basically, Jon Stewart can investigate behind Hal Jordan's back. Well, Jon Stewart tells Hal Jordan, like, what's going on, everything that's going on. And it has something and they bring up Sinestro. They also bring up Sinestro in a conversation with Hal Jordan and Sheriff Girlboss, who used to work at Gotham, by the way. Oh boy, another mention of Gotham. We won't see Batman in a TV thing forever. So in the end, Sinestro's name gets brought up, and Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart asks Hal Jordan, like, what's Sinestro got to do with this? What's going on? He's all, it's above your pay grade, Junior. Jon Stewart brought his costume back with the lantern, thought it would be useful. And the costume looks fucking terrible. You guys have seen it, but like it is not good. It's not good. So he puts on the costume and he flies to Oa and he meets old man Sinestro, played by the guy from Banshee. Great actor. All right, that looks cool. That looks cool. Great. This is probably the only time we're going to see it. just so you know, in the 8-episode series, here's Oa. This is the one time you're going to see it. But that costume looks like shit. Damon Lindelof. So he goes, and there's Sinestro, who's basically a guy with a sunburn. And again, I love this actor. I think he's great. Watch Banshee. Banshee is the shit. It is such a good show.
Sinestro.
So the costume's supposed to be worn out like Hal. And he had other costumes that were newer. And that thing looks like, I mean, X-Ray Girl, does that not look like it smells? There's a point where he brings up, like, tell me how you piss in the costume. Well, you make a construct, dickhead. And then you can make a little trap door. And you can pee in space. It's like peeing in the shower. Although I don't do that. So I think it's fucking disgusting. Yeah, like if that's a brand new costume that he went out on an adventure where he didn't have like access to another costume or anything, and he's just coming back from like and being embattled from one battle, and then you get a new costume because, you know, fuck. You're prolific DC superhero, sir.
Tell me what you know about manhunters.
No, hello.
Why wouldn't Hal Jordan know about manhunters unless they're going to be keeping it secret, and that's the secret the Guardians are keeping from Hal and everybody else, is that they created the manhunters before. That's probably going to be part of it, right? The thing is, you're going to hear people mention manhunters, Gotham, Red Lanterns, Green Lanterns, Sinestro, and it's all going to be like old people in street clothes. Ah, shit. And Sinestro is just an old guy back from his vacation in the Mediterranean because he's fucking sunburned. No, I agree. I 100% agree. Kyle Chandler's good casting. Aaron Pierre's good casting. It's the words coming out of their pie holes that are terrible. But man, what a shocker, everybody. Something from Tom King and Damon Lindelof is ass. So far, we got to be fair. It could turn it all around in episode 3, right? And by the time it's over, we're going to go, woo, those first 2 episodes suck balls, but man, that was a good series. Sweet Summer Child. Yeah, I think the likelihood of this thing turning around by episode 8 would be nothing short of a miracle. But we'll see. Is this true? Maybe I did hear something about that. Christopher Cantwell has joined the Lantern Season 2 writer's room as a new writer and executive producer, reportedly taking over creative duties from co-creators Damon Lindelof and Tom King, who are stepping back to focus on other projects. Chris Mundi will remain as the sole showrunner and is working alongside Cantwell and the co-creator of Halt and Catch Fire. HBO has not officially renewed the series. The writer's room for Season 2 is fully assembled, and writing has begun, indicating strong confidence from DC Studios in the show's potential. Well, I guess that all depends on the merger, doesn't it? If they wanted to base it on their episode 1 ratings, sure. I would wait. Or it gets this. It's going to get the Watchmen Season 2 treatment. We're still waiting for it, right along with that Dan and Dave trilogy, that Rianne Johnson trilogy. If Season 1 was successful, the chat says, why would they be changing? Why would they be stepping back? Good question. Well, maybe Damon Lindelof will come out and go, I can't work for David Ellison on principle alone. That will be the cope from a lot of people.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.